We'll start soon. Let me share my screen. Hello. So hope you're able to see me. Let me try to share my screen. Oh, so now it is opening. Okay. So sorry, there was some issue in screen sharing. So it's good that it is working now. Give me 1 second because I have not yet done the setup, and also this is something I had to restart Google Chrome. There was some issue. Okay. Okay, so one sec. We'll start. So this is what we have done yesterday, and as always, the attendance will be given at the end. Let me one sec. Let me one sec. Okay. We'll start in one sec, and as always, the attendance will be given at the end. So please do fill the attendance. Today is the last day, and most of you will get the certificate. Means all of you will get the certificate by tomorrow. Okay, by tomorrow you'll get, tomorrow evening you'll get the certificate, and yeah, that's it. And let's get started in one sec. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So this is what we had, and let me open a terminal because I have not yet done npm start. Npm start. Which one? This is what we created yesterday. Okay, so use effect was actually not over. There was one thing which is remaining is use effect, which is use effect with cleanup. Use effect with cleanup means what we are going to do with that. We are going to learn about component will unmount from there. Okay, component will unmount from there. We are going to learn. So let's get started with component will unmount. Yeah, so that is something which I have not covered when I was doing your I think hook classes like that. But today we are going to cover that. Okay, first. So let's get started here and see what we are going to do here now to learn that how unmounting of something happens. Okay, so I'll come here and I will create a mouse container .js, and here this will be the main class which will be called actually. So it will be RAFCE and save it. Now this mouse container will actually go to this app.js, not this hook mouse. Okay, mouse container will be called. So let us have that. And first we are going to see it with the class based again, and then we are going to learn how to go with the hook based. Okay, so this is there, and here I'm going to have a hook. Anyways, we are going to see it in the class mouse first, but it doesn't matter. This can be a hook based, this can be a class based, it doesn't matter in that. So first thing which I'm going to have is like a const display comma set display equal to use state of true will be there, and then div button will be there, and in this button I will be having a toggle display will be there, and then here inside this button I am going to have make it a bit smaller. Inside this button, what I'm going to have, I'm going to have on click, which will change the display from true to false. Okay, so this will be like this, and on click will be equal to like this, and set display is not of display. Set display is not of display. Toggle display is there. Okay, so this is there like button, and then like I'm going to have this display and not hook mouse. Actually, we are going to see first this class mouse we are going to see. So let us have this class mouse. So this class mouse, see, initially what will happen? This user state is happening and it is true. Okay, so it is true. So when it is true, so what is happening when it is true? So this will be displayed. The moment I click the button, what will happen? This will become false. So this will not be displayed. This means it will be unmounted. So now the concept of unmounting comes. So I will do this. See, this toggle display is displaying. Let us go back. I have to actually do some changes here. First thing is that I should know when this hand and mouse is running. So I'll do a console log, and this will be mouse event, not E or something. I know mouse event is there. Then, okay. So let us actually open the inspector. Console is there, and why it is just showing like this? The slide should be like this. Okay, so that is okay. Now what I'm going to do, see, I'm moving it here, so it should anyways move. It should anyway moves because it is moving and moving. It is happening. But let me toggle this display. Toggle display means it should go away. Okay, so I'll toggle the display. This component is unmounted. This component is no more. The class mouse is no more. But see one thing. Still the mouse event is happening. If the component is not there, why the mouse event is happening? Because this is not unmounted properly. This is actually not unmounted properly. We have to unmount it properly. Okay, so for that, what we need to do? So for that, hello. So, yeah. So for that, in a class-based component, there is a lifecycle method known as component will unmount. So we have to use that. Okay, component will unmount, and it will be component will unmount. And in this unmount, what we have to do? We have to remove this event listener. So Windows dot remove event listener. Mouse event the same thing. Windows dot remove event listener I'll do. And okay, so one more thing I'll do actually. CLT component will unmount. Okay, so let us have it like this. Again, I'll refresh it. So again, this thing will happen, and this mouse event is called. The toggle display component will unmount is called. And see, now no mouse event is called. It's been done. So this is how you do it. This is what the component will unmount means. When the component is getting unmounted, you can call any unmounting code. Here we were having an event listener which was not going away anywhere, even when we're unmounting it. So we are putting it in the component will unmount. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to see the same thing in a hook-based component. Okay, hook-based component. So instead of this, I will have a hook mouse will be there. We delete it, save it. So hook mouse will be coming, and the hook. The thing is that hook, the same thing. Component will unmount will be a bit different. Component will unmount will be a bit different, and that difference is like that. It is inside use effect only. Inside use effect only, we do a thing to show that thing. Okay, inside use effect only. So here what we do, here again I have to do one more thing is so log mouse event. So first let's see the problem. Okay, let's see the problem. Let me refresh it, and use effect call. Okay, use effect call is going, and mouse event is happening. Now I will toggle the display. Now also it is growing, and we got an error also. There also we might have got an error that the memory leak is there, but the mouse event is happening. So how to do this component will unmount code in this hook mouse? How to do that? So we are going to do that, and there is a way to do that, and it's a bit different way because everything is with the use effect only. So use effect with component will mount code. Okay, so what we need to do here? Return we will do like this, and then it will be like this, and then so this code is actually component will mount. Okay, return like this, use effect cleanup, and mouse whatever is the there. I'm going to do the remove event listener. Okay, so let me refresh it again. Use effect is called, and this is happening, and toggle the display. Use effect cleanup is on, and now it is done. So this is how it works. Right? So that is there, and let us go to the next thing. Okay, so we're done with this thing, but we're not done with the use effect. One of the major thing in programming is like to do the API call. So, and in the front end development, the main thing is to do the API call. Okay, so API call we have seen with component did mount. Now we are going to see the API call with use effect. Use effect in component did mount way. This is the component did mount way. When you give this thing, it will happen in a component did mount way. So how to do that? So let us do that, and for that we are going to come here and we are going to go and not here. Okay, so let me close it. And when we are doing the class-based components, what we have seen, we have actually seen the with fetch. Now we're going to see with Axios. It is very important to see with Axios also. So let's see it with Axios. And as always, actually, I think I forgot to tell that. Okay, one sec. I forgot to tell one thing, which is like attendance. One sec. Attendance will be taken at the end. Attendance will be taken at the end. Okay, so that is there. Then okay, so first thing which we are going to do is the Axios. So we have to install the Axios. We are going to do the call through Axios. So this is already running. Actually, this is already running. So I'll do command J, and I'll do npmi Axios. Axios is a small package which you have to need to install. So I'll install this Axios. As I told, Fetch API comes inbuilt with the browser. We don't have to install anything, but here we have to install something known as Axios. So Axios we have installed. Now what to do? Now how to do the API call? It is quite similar to what we do in component did mount, and we are again going to see a different way. Means Axios we have seen, we can do it with async await also, but we are going to see it with then and catch block. So there are different ways to do it. Okay, so we're going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to come here and it is like data fetching.js, data fetching.js, and will be RFCE will be there. So like this, the data fetching is there. Okay, so then what we are going to do here, we are going to again go to that same JSON placeholder post API. So post API we're going to go to the same endpoint. So we're getting a array of posts. Okay, array of posts we're getting. So let us do that. So const posts comma set posts equal to use state of like this. So let us have that use state. Use state is also imported. Then we have to do the API call through use effect. So let us do through that use effect we are going to do, and here like this it will be there. And first thing only we are going to do it with component did mount. Okay, not let us not see any error. Component did mount we are going to do. So this is the component did mount way. Okay, component did mount way we have to do, and as I told, we are going to learn through Axios, and that that also then and catch block. Then one more thing I forgot, this use effect should be called, and then it will be import Axios from Axios will be there. Import Axios from Axios. So use effect and all are there. Now what I have to do is Axios dot get, and same thing post API. Then I will have the then and catch block here only. So then will be here, and then will be set post restore data, and then I will have this. Okay, I have it here. And I'll have a dot catch. Let us get the error also. Error is console.log or okay. So this is done. So this is how it will be done. So now we get the data in this restore data. So now only we have to show the data. So it's better means maybe in H1 I will show H2 maybe, and here post.map, and it is a div I'm showing post.id and post.title. Maybe post.title I'll do, and save it and show it. No, anyways, I am not showing it here. App.js I'll go, and here Save it, and all of the things are done. So this is how all of the things are coming, all of the titles are coming from there. So this is how we can do it. Okay, so this is what we have done. So now we are going to see one more thing, like okay, there is one more API endpoint here. Okay, so that endpoint is like, if I give this like 1, it will give me an object. Okay, 1, like 1 2, like it will give me an object. Okay, it will give me an object like this, and we're going to hit this API endpoint now. And this API endpoint we are going to hit. So let us do that. So we are going to create maybe another projects we are going to create, and it will be data fetching 2.js, and RAFCE is there. Then we are going to have like the same thing, like but one thing will be different here. Okay, let us, okay, a lot of things will be different here. So but then also let me copy something. Okay, so these things I'll copy, and so post will be set post use state will be there, but this time as you can see it's an object, it's not an array, it's an object. So we'll have like this object, then const id comma set id. We are going to take that id from the user, because we use state 1, because we are going to have it displaying the first one by default. Then in this use effect we are going to change something. We are going to actually pass this id. Okay, how we are going to pass this id? So for that I'm going to have this template string. Okay, like this I'm going to have template string, but I have to wrap it like this template string have to wrap. Now there is no set post, there is set post, there is set post. Again rest.data will be there, but it will be dependent upon the id. The moment id changes, so initially also it will look it will work out. If someone changes also it will work. So how someone can change, I'm going to see that how someone can change. So I'll come here in the div. I'm going to have like two things, means maybe okay, maybe h2 I will take that everything, or maybe like this I will take. Here I'll have an input box. So input box, input of type text value equal to id, and on change equal to e set id e dot target dot value will be there. So that will be there, and then it will be like h2 will be post dot title, post title I'm doing. So save it. Now I will have to have this data fetching 2. So this data fetching 2 I will show it here. So data fetching 2, data fetching 2, data fetching 2, save it. Now I'll come here. So I have this box. See, 1 is coming by default. I'll do 2, 2 is coming. 20, 20 is coming. 150 is coming. So this is like this, it will work. Okay, so I'm doing a different API call every time. So we are done with this. Now again we are going to look into use context. Okay, context API. We are going to look into context API now. So this context API we have seen earlier also, but we are going to see it here again. As I've told when we are doing the context API, that what happened in the context API. Let me, okay, think we have seen this thing. This context API is there like this. We're going to pass data from app component to C component directly, but we have to pass through A and B, because this is how we pass through POS. So there are two ways to solve. One is context API, one is Redux. And yes, Redux is next week. Next week is this. A lot of people are waiting for Redux, so Redux is next week. Okay, so hold on. This is next week, because a lot of people have pinged me. Okay, sir, when is Redux starting? Redux is next week. Okay, so that is there. And now what we are going to do here first, we are going to do the same thing what we have done earlier in the context API in a class-based thing, because most of the things are same. Only the last part, when we are going to do a use context thing, it will be different. Okay, so that is there. And here I will come here and I will do child.js, and then parent.js, and grandparent.js. So I'll have all these things, and let us have some data in those. So child.js is RAFCE like this, and child maybe h2 child component then parent RAFCE parent. So parent is like a div child like this, save. So after this it will be grandparent is like RAFCE, it is like div parent, and then this grandparent will be shown in our app.js. So let us show that in our app.js it will be parent like this. Let me remove it and save it, and the child component will be shown. So now we have to pass some data from this app.js to the child component, and we are going to do that. So previous time what happened when we were doing your through class base, I created a different component like use context and all, but we can do it in the same app.js only. We can do it. Okay, app.js also we can do it. So let us understand that how I can do it in the app.js. So let's do that. And it is like I have to do export const user context equal to react.create context. And one more thing which nowadays doesn't come, I have to import it from React. So I am import React from React. So this doesn't, I don't know why. So this is there, earlier it used to come. So we can use the provider here and the consumer in the child. So we'll use the provider here. So let us do that, and I will do the user context dot provider. I don't want to have such complicated things like this. It is giving me like this and directly pass like nothing. So this is something which we have done earlier also in the class based also we have done. Okay, in the classes also we have done. And user provider dot user context dot provider I will do, and this we are passing this Navendu value there. Now we are going to go to this child.js, and we are going to show that thing. Okay, I'm going to show that thing. So after this, let me remove this thing anyways. Let me remove these things here, and here I'll have a user context dot consumer, and then I will have this user like this, and let us show it here only. Return and let's show it in one page only. Let's return action child component with context and user. Child component with context and user I'm going to do. So let me save it, and child context. So the main thing is that Navendu is coming. Okay, the main thing is that Navendu is coming. So now the main thing is I'm going to complicate this thing now. So what happened when I was doing the classes, I didn't complicate it. How to complicate it? Suppose I pass another context here, then what happened? Then it gets complicated. Then it gets way lot complicated. So I'll do like user context is I can do a lot other things also. Like I can do 100 of context also. Suppose so, but you see that only two contexts I'm doing, user context and channel context. It will be complicated. It will be damn complicated. You're going to see in this child, and that's why we don't use it. We are going to use a very easy way known as use context. Okay, so I'll come here and I'll do the channel context dot provider. Maybe the value is ReactJS, or maybe the value is pwd my channel. If you have not done it, please do it. Then I will do the channel context provider, and this is done. Now save it. Now I want to show this thing in the channel context. I want to show, so like this channel context is there, and then it is there like in the user I'll do, and I'll remove it, and because it is very complicated I will remove it. Okay, so it is actually showing me user context is okay. See how complicated it is actually. I don't know why it is not. Okay, it is to be like this. So see how complicated it has become. So user is there, after a return statement is there, channel context dot consumer, then again channel is there, then inside that it is like this. Okay, so much things are there, so many layers and layers are there. Save it and it will do. But so many layers are there, and if I add one more thing to it, it will become even complicated. Okay, so that is there. So now, if you don't want to have such a complicated thing, we are going to use the use context hook. And use context hook is very easy. Again, we are going to use it in the parent, and it is much more easier than the context which we have seen earlier. It is much more easier. Okay, so here I will come, and after this, I'll do as always very easy thing. Like first thing is that copy this thing and copy this thing in the parent. Then I will do const user equal to use context and user context, use context and user context. Okay, use context is actually a hook. Okay, it's the hook, and you can use any name. Like okay, now you can use any name like const channel. So it is not like I have to use channel is a keyword. I can use anything like can see, anything I can use context, channel context. Now I can directly use it. Actually, I can directly use it. It is very easy, like the h1 and use context and user and hash channel, just like this. I'll save it. So this, both of them are coming. So this is how easy it is with the use context hook. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to come to the last topic here, and maybe we are going to miss one sec. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started now. So now we are going to learn of the hooks. So hooks are here also. It is like same there what we have in class, but we have a hook again. So there we have to do a create ref here. Okay, hook, what I am telling. We are going to look into reference now. Use ref. Okay, and references, as we all know, references I have already told, references are why, because we have to sometimes we have to get access to DOM. Something in the DOM we want to get access. Then we use the references. Okay, let me use the references, and let me do this. Let me close it, and then first thing is there. I'm going to actually comment this out because this is very important stuff. Okay, generally I delete it, but I'll comment it out here. And the first thing which we are going to have is the focus input.js, focus input.js, RAFCE. Save it, come here to the app.js and focus input like this. Focus input is been done like this, and focus input is been shown like this. Okay, so that is there. Now let us come here, and again we will first see the focus input, then we are going to see a very good example. Okay, so this focus input, we are here, and as always if I do here and a ref, I have to introduce. So const input ref equal to use ref and null. Okay, and now I can directly access it like here. I'll come and then input is like type is text and ref is equal to input ref is there. Okay, so I'll save it and see. Now I can actually type in which is the best thing of that, and I can also have the focus. Now we are going to have the focus also. So with the focus, we know we have to do it in component did mount. In the class we did. Here the difference is that we are going to use the use effect. The use effect I'm going to use, and then this input ref dot current dot focus, but it should run in the component did mount way. Okay, save it. So now if I refresh it, so this is coming. So this is coming. Okay, so this is coming in this way. Now what we are going to do, we are going to, so this was a simple example, but we are going to see a bit complete example. There are a lot of times, actually I was doing some project with React Native also today, and I came to know means it was this hook was required. So React Native is completely React, and yeah, React Native is last week of the month. This week it's very good. We have 5 weeks. Okay, this time. Okay, so 5th week is React Native. Okay, and so let's get started. And here I'm going to have we are going to first see a class-based component, a class-based timer. We're going to create a stopwatch kind of thing. Okay, we're going to create a stopwatch, and then we are going to convert it into hook-based. Okay, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to create a class timer dot js, and then it will be RCC, because I'm going to create a class-based component first. Then we are going to go into the hook-based thing. Okay, so now I will do export default and class timer. I'm going to do, okay, and inside this div, let me have a h1 and class timer. It has a constant. So we're going to create a stopwatch kind of a thing. Our const is like timer, it will be 0. So we are again seeing first a class basing, then we are going to convert into hook base. And what is the issue in this reference? We are going to see. So this timer is there. Then let us show this timer, which is like this dot state dot timer is there. This is timer is there. Now save it and let me show this here. Class timer is been shown. Now we are going to create a timer, and for that we are going to do a component did mount. So because I want to run something for one time only, and what we are going to do here, we are going to use like this dot interval is like a set interval. So we cannot use it like this because the update is happening at a very fast rate. So what I'm just doing, so there is something known as set interval, which runs after whatever specific time I'll do. So I'm giving it 1 second. So every 1 second this thing will run. Every 1 second this thing will run. And this is how you make a stopwatch in React also. Stopwatch in React also. But see, this dot set state, I cannot do it directly like timer is this is state plus one, because we have the same issue. State is getting updated every second, so React won't allow this thing. So in this kind of cases, we use previous state. Previous state is very much required in this kind of cases. So previous state, as I've told, previous state is actually a real thing which we sometimes use a lot. So whenever we update the state in such a fast frequency, we have to use we have to use previous state. No other ways are there. So like this I'll do, and then timer is like prev state dot timer plus one I'm going to do, and this is there. So why I have taken this dot interval, because this keyword is actually very powerful in class-based thing. This keyword can be thought as a var inside this class. You can use it at different places. So I have used it here, this dot interval, and if you do this set interval, we should also clear the interval. So or else it is not good. So we are going to clear this interval also like this in component will unmount, which we have just learned. So we'll do this component will unmount. We am going to do, and then here I'm going to do a clear interval like this dot interval, and then this is there, and now let me save it and see the timer is working fine. 1 2 3 4 whatever is there. Now this is a timer or a stopwatch kind of thing that is working fine. But now what I am to do, I have to do a button also. I want to do a button, so with that button I can stop this timer, so it is like a stopwatch. Okay, so for that I have to have another thing. So I will come here and I will have a button, and button will be like clear timer will be there, and it will be like on click is equal to like this, empty array is there, and then the clear interval. So clear interval I'm calling here, clear interval is like this dot interval. This dot interval I'm going to do. So see, this dot interval I'm able to access it here and here also, and clear interval or maybe stop timer is the much better word. Stop timer. Okay, 1 2 3 4 it is happening, and I'm going to stop it, and it is working fine. So this is working fine. Now what we are going to do, we are going to convert this thing into a hook based timer. Okay, so let us try to do that. Okay, so I'm going to do a hook timer.js is there. Then here I'm going to do RAFCE is there, and then const timer comma set timer is like use state is like this. Now we need the use state use effect hook, so that we can have this or not this use effect, so that we can have both of these things. We want both of these things, so we'll use a use effect hook. So here I'll come and do the use effect, and like this we'll have, and this will run in the component data mount way, so like this, and then const interval. Okay, so we are going to have everything. So we are doing this clearing also. Okay, const interval is set interval pref state I'm doing, and it is running after every 1 second. And also I'm doing the cleaning part. Means where it is. I'm doing the cleaning part means component will unmount will also be called, type of thing will be called. So this is done, and I'm using a variable like const interval because we don't have access to this keyword here. So there is no this keyword here, so I'm using this interval like this. Okay, let me save it now. Now what we are going to do, we are going to show the, maybe this is like this, and h1 hook timer I'm going to show, and this will be timer is there, and save it. Now let us see this hook timer here. Hook timer, save it. So hook timer is working fine. But now let us try to add the stop timer here. Let us add the stop timer here. Okay, so let us do that, and for that I will have a button and stop hook timer. And here I'll have a on click equal to like this, and clear interval is like interval. So I want to do this because this interval I'm trying to access. Let us see what is happening. See, this interval is not there. This is just a constant of interval. So this will be ending here till here only. The scope is still from here to here only. How can I access the interval here? I cannot access it here. So that is the problem with hook based thing. So here we were having access to this keyword. This keyword is sometimes powerful also. This I can access this from the whole of the class. But here I cannot do something like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take use of ref, and this is a very important use case of refs. Okay, so here again I'm going to have a ref variable because it is required here. It's a very real use because I've recently used something like this in a React Native application. Interval ref equal to use ref, and it will be like empty, nothing like that. Use ref will be there, but I have to use this use ref. Use ref is done. Then what I can have this use ref, instead of this interval I have interval ref dot current. Dot current is how you access it. So everywhere I'm going to have this interval ref dot current, interval ref dot current. So everywhere I'm going to have that and save it. Now see, now it is working. It is working. Let us see whether this is working. Stop hook timer, and it is also working. So this is a very good use case of this hook. Okay, so we're done, but we have got some time. So why not create a very small project in 15 minutes? Because I thought that this will take the whole time. So okay, give me 1 minute because let me see whether I have a small project or not. Okay, I have a small project, and instead of creating it somewhere else, it would take at least 5 minutes to create a React project. Why not create it here only? And app.js only I'm going to do some changes and all, means I'll create it as a component. Create it as a component, maybe. Okay. Okay, anyways I have access also, so it will be like final space .js. So we are going to hit the famous final space API, and we're going to get all the characters here. So where is the docs here? And so their responsive side is not good. Endpoint characters, so we're going to hit this endpoint and get all the characters. Okay, get all the characters, and we're going to show it. Okay, and we have to use the same thing like that post things which we have done earlier. This data fetching thing, data fetching, we are going to do this. Okay, so data fetching things we have to do. So let's get started. And what I'm going to do, let us change the style also. App.css I'll go app.css, and app.css I'm going to change everything. So I'm not going to write the styles and all, because we don't have much time. Anyways, I don't write a style I write a style only in the CSS project. I never write it in the JavaScript or this projects and all. So this is safe. I'll do app.css. I have done like this, and app.js I will go now, and maybe okay, we're going to have a header also. One sec, whether I have this as a GitHub repo or not. One sec. So I didn't have to do this thing, obviously. So this is just happening because we have got some time. Okay, so that's why it is happening. SRC, I have an image folder actually. Let me have this in the SRC. We are going to reveal in Finder SRC. I'll have an image, and this image is some background thing like this. Okay, so the first thing which I am going to do here is having a header component. Okay, header component also. Okay, header.js, RAFCE is there. In this header I will have shown the logos and all those things. Okay, we are going to see that thing, header, and class name equal to center, and we are going to show an image here. img is there. Src is we have a logo. We have a logo here, so we are going to show that logo. Okay, so import logo from dot image is right, and logo.png I'll do it. Okay, logo.png is there. Now this is how we use image in React. Okay, src, and it is logo, and alt will be the logo. The logo is there. So yeah, so this is there. Now I want to show it in your app. I'm going to show the header. So header I'm going to show it here. Save it and see. I have this good final space thing. Okay, so let us do everything here only. Why to have it something else? Because we don't have anyways. We don't have time. Only 10 minutes we have. So let's not do it in something else. Let's do it here only. We have only 10 minutes. So after this header, okay, anyways, I'm going to actually, I think I'm going to remove this one, because you should see this thing to get it. So header is there. After that, I'm going to have what? I'm going to have a items const items comma set items equal to use state and empty array, because we are going to get this API endpoint, we are going to get everything. Okay. Then const is loading comma set is loading equal to use state of, not false, it will be true. Is loading is true first. Okay, so that is there, and we already have Axios installed because we have just recently did it, so we don't have to install the Axios. We are going to import it. Import Axios from Axios. Import Axios from Axios is there. So now we are again going to use the use effect to do that API call. So let us do that use effect, and again, so use effect is called, and inside this time I am going to use that async await. Okay, so just now we have done the then and catch block, but we are now going to use the async await, and this is how we use the async await here. Okay, so fetch items equal to inside the use effect, so it's a bit different. Fetch items equal to async is there, and then after that we'll have this like this, and okay, like this we are going to have set item result.data, set loading is there, and we are going to have this this fetch items been called from it. So this is how we do it with. Okay, so okay, not this JSON placeholder and all. So what is it doing? I don't know. Yes, this will be like this, and better to have no space here. Set items is okay, so that is okay. Result.data and set loading is false. That is also okay. Save it, and now we have to just show it. Okay, so we have to show it. So what we need to do? Okay, so for showing, maybe we are going to pass it in a different component, like okay, Okay, so let's create some components, because I think I didn't create those components. So let's create those component, and for that, and we're going to call that component from your app.css. So I'm going to create a component like card grid dot js. We should always do it like this. So card grid dot js, I'm going to do RAFCE, I'm going to do, and here from here we are going to pass it to a card item component is there, so we are going to pass it there. Okay. So here this component we are going to call from app.js. Soon we are going to call from app.js. Okay. So like this, I'm going to have, and it is like items and comma is loading. I'm going to do is loading, and I'm creating this project very fast. Means we had 15 minutes, so I thought why to waste it, because I was not thinking to do this project. Okay. So this is not a small project, but I'm trying to do it. Is loading is like this, and when the is loading is there, let's see, is loading is there. So I will do h1 h1, it is loading. So we can show a spinner also in its place. Okay, if people have time, I'll show that spinner also instead of this. So this is how we do actually. Instead of this, we can show the spinner also. So this will be like this, and okay. So I will have a section of, so all the CSS for it is already there. Okay, class name equal to cards I am having, and then I have to loop it to items dot map. Item is like I'm going to call a card item component. I'm going to call a card item component in which the key will be item dot id, and item is equal to item, and this is how the card item ends, and we are going to pass the data like this. So that is there. Now let us create this card item component here, or else it will give me error. Card item dot js, and here again RAFCE, save it, and I have to import it, save it. So this is there. Now this card item, let us show something in this card item. One sec, this is a lot. One sec. Associate components, card item. Let me take it like this. So this is just a static component of what is happening here. So I'm having this character, species, and all these things I'm showing, and card inner, card back, all these things I'm having. And app.css, I have something rotate. Okay, this rotate thing is very important. Okay, so I have this thing. So let us save it, and I'm getting all these things from here. This API endpoint is only giving me all these things, so that is there. And now I will go back to this app.js. I'll go back, and then I have to show this card grid. Okay, just have to show after this header, I have to show this card grid. So I'll come. Okay, one more thing is that instead of this app, it is a container, because I have the style for this container. I think I have somewhere. I don't remember. Maybe. Okay. So this is there, and now I'll have a card grid. I'm calling the card grid, and in the card grid, I will be passing the is loading is like equal to is loading, and items equal to items equal to items. I'm going to pass, save it, and I don't know whether it will work or not. Okay, it is working, and this is also working, and this thing is coming from CSS actually. CSS, this card item, see, I have something like a card inner and card back, so you can go through the CSS, anyways the code will be there. So this is a very good thing. So you have this flipping kind of thing. Whenever you move something, it will flip and show this thing. So this is all done. This is all done, and let me give the attendance form, and we are going to show a spinner. As I've told, we are going to show a spinner also. So that I'll do after the attendance form. Copy it, and here, mark your attendance here, like this, mark your attendance here. So that is done. Okay, so as I've told, we are going to do a spinner. So this is actually over, and this is a very good thing which I've done in 10 minutes. It is a very complicated thing which I've done in 10 minutes. So all those things are coming. Okay, so this is a good thing. Anyways, you're going to get this project. So let us have some spinner also. Okay, so we'll contain, we'll have a, actually what we have a spinner GIF like this. It's an image like this. So this is the way to show a spinner. You get a GIF from the internet like this, and you can see the spinner. So this is something which we are going to add. You see, this is also completely responsive. So what I am going to do, as I have told, I don't have much time, so we'll do it quickly. I'm going to have a spinner.js, and here don't have time, don't have much time. Let me show this spinner. I'm taking this spinner image. Okay, then this spinner image just I'm showing. So now we have to show this spinner instead of our thing. Okay, so I will go here, and in the card grid, we have this loading text here. Okay, so instead of that, we just have to show the spinner. So instead of this, I'll show the spinner spinner. I think it will not come because this is very fast. Okay, so I will, maybe it will come. Save it and see, it is maybe okay. It will not show because it is actually very fast. It will not show, but the spinner is there, or else it will be showing some error and all. So maybe 1 sec, I will open it in Safari. Maybe the API call is not been done. Okay, it is very fast. It is showing anyways. Okay, so in Safari it is weird. Okay, it is not even showing. So sometimes everything is not for every browser. So it is doing the Safari is always having an issue. So that is there, and with this we have completed today. Today's class also. Hope you like this 5 days for this ReactJS thing, and hope you all have filled the attendance form. You learn something from it. From here, where you have to go. From here, you have to do a lot of ReactJS projects. Okay, a lot of ReactJS projects. They're on my channel. So do those ReactJS projects to be had. Do those ReactJS projects to get a job. Do those, even if you do 10-15 ReactJS and keep on tagging me, you'll get a job for sure. Keep on tagging me. A lot of people have got a job like this in YouTube from my YouTube channel only. So they have gone there, done this whole thing, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, learn from my channel, and then put it there, and they got a job. So this is where we end, and we are going to meet again tomorrow. If those who don't know, every Saturday I take a 3-hour long workshop for anyone to get into web development. So that will be there tomorrow also, Saturday. So please do come. If you already did, please do share it in your other links and all. So we'll end here, and thank you all, and you'll get the certificate if you filled it by tomorrow evening. Okay, thank you.